Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So my name is Nur Shazlin Shazrina binti Muhammad Jasni, matrix number 2219252. So today I will be presenting about the definition of distributed generation. So what is distributed generation? Distributed generation, or we can call it as DG, is a term used to describe the process of generating electricity from small scale power sources, often located near or at the point of use. This decentralized approach to power generation is becoming increasingly popular due to the growing interest in renewable energy sources and the need for energy security. So DG is used to produce electricity using small local power sources instead of relying on large centralized power plants. These small power sources, such as solar panels on your roof or a wind turbine in your backyard, which will generate electricity close to where it's needed, often right where it's going to be used.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Arisha Maisara and my matric number is 2217538. So today I'm going to talk about the mechanism of distributed generation. So the first mechanism is feed-in tariff, which is FIT. So in simple term, FIT is a policy mechanism designed to encourage the adoption of renewable energy by guaranteeing payments to renewable energy producers for the electricity they generate and feed into the grid. For example, based on this picture, the owner of the house put a solar panel on top of their roof. These panels make electricity directly from sunlight. Sometimes they make more electricity than they need. With the FIT program, the extra electricity they make can be sold back to the big electricity company and the company give them money for it. So apart from solar energy source, the other type of energy source that can also do this is biomass, biogas and small hydropower. The second mechanism is large scale solar (LSS). LSS refers to the development of large solar farm that generates electricity from sunlight on a large scale. This picture was taken at the large scale solar LSS plant located in Bukit Selambau, Kedah, where they cover around 124 acres. Benefit of LSS. First, it produces clean and renewable energy from the sun, thus reducing reliance on fossil fuels. So the second one is it reduces greenhouse gas emission and helps combat climate change. Lastly, it increases the supply of electricity to the grid to support the energy demand. The last mechanism that I'm going to talk about is the net energy metering (NEM). NEM is a system where solar panel owners can send extra electricity they generate back to the grid and receive credits, which can be used later when they need electricity. So the benefit of NEM is it is cost saving. It reduces electricity bills by using solar energy. Then the excess energy make them earns credits, lowering future costs. Second, environmental impact. It promotes the use of renewable energy that is good for our environment. It also reduces reliance on fossil fuels and decrease greenhouse gas emission.
My name is Nura Bakara binti Khairul Anwar, matric number 2223892. So I will be explaining the types of distributed generation. So distributed generation isn't limited to a single type. As a matter of fact, it encompasses a very wide range of technologies and energy sources. So first, let's take a look at solar photovoltaic system, also known as PV system. So PV system converts sunlight into electricity using semiconductor materials like silicon, and when sunlight strikes this material, it generates an electric current, thus producing power. So PV systems are commonly used first on residential rooftops to reduce grid dependency and electricity costs. Second, in commercial buildings for large scale energy savings. Third, in solar farms to produce significant power for communities or the
Moving
grid.
on to wind turbines. Wind turbines convert wind kinetic energy into electrical power using spinning blades connected to a generator. They range from small units for individual use to large turbines for wind farms. Small scale wind turbines generate electricity for homes and small businesses, thus reducing grid dependency. On the other hand, larger turbines in wind farms supply power to local grids or industrial operations, especially in windy areas. So for this type of DG, the geographical location plays a very crucial role. Another type of DG is microturbines. Microturbines are small gas turbines that generate electricity and heat using fuels such as natural gas and biogas. They are compact, reliable, and efficient. Microturbines are ideal for remote locations with limited grid access. They provide reliable power and heating in commercial buildings and serve as effective backup power solutions for critical facilities. So next is combined heat and power system, also known as CHP. So CHP system or cogeneration produces both electricity and useful heat from a single fuel sources, achieving high efficiency by capturing waste heat. So CHP systems are used in industrial plants, hospitals, and even universities where there is a need for both electricity and heating or cooling. And CHP enhances energy efficiency and reliability. Moving forward to natural gas fired fuel cells. So natural gas fired fuel cells generate electricity through an electrochemical process using natural gas, offering high efficiency and low emission. So they are used for clean, reliable power in commercial and industrial settings. Natural gas fired fuel cells provide backup power for critical infrastructure and serve as dependable power source in areas with limited grid access. Last but not least is emergency backup generators. So as suggested by its name, they provide power during grid outages by using fuels like diesel or natural gas and automatic transfer switches for seamless power transition. So they are crucial for critical facilities such as hospital and data centers. And this type of DG ensure essential services remain operational during outages. They are also used in residential setting and businesses to maintain operations during emergencies.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Aisyah binti Muhammad Fadil, matric number 2213714, and I will present about the implementation level of DG in Malaysia. The implementation of distributed generation (DG) in Malaysia has been progressing steadily as the country aims to enhance energy security. Distributed generation in Malaysia predominantly include renewable energy sources such as solar photovoltaic (PV), biomass, biogas, and small hydropower. The Malaysian government has been actively promoting the adoption of DG through various policies and regulatory frameworks. One of the key initiatives is the Renewable Energy Act 2011, which established the feed-in tariff (FIT) system, allowing individuals and companies to sell electricity generated from renewable electricity at premium rates. It also boosted the adoption of solar PV installations across residential, commercial, and industrial sectors. In recent years, the government has introduced the Net Energy Metering (NEM) scheme to further support the growth of solar energy by allowing consumers to offset their electricity bills with self-generated solar energy. Furthermore, Malaysia's National Renewable Energy Policy and Action Plan aims to achieve a higher penetration of renewable energy. By 2025, the country targets to have 20% of its energy generated from renewable sources. The implementation of DG is also supported by the Sustainable Energy Development Authority (SEDA) Malaysia, which play a crucial role in promoting sustainable energy solution and facilitating the growth of DG project. Despite this effort, the deployment of DG faces challenges such as grid integration issues, regulatory hurdles, and the need for technological advancements. Nonetheless, Malaysia continues to make strides towards enhancing its distributed generation capacity, contributing to a more resilient and sustainable energy system.
Let's continue with the statistic. According to the Natural Resource, Environment and Climate Change Minister, Nik Nazmi Nik Ahmad, the capacity breakdown for the year of 2023 and the expected one for 2030 is based on the graph shown. Firstly, the capacity breakdown for the gas is 15,000 megawatt in 2023, and the expected capacity breakdown for it might increase to 19,000 megawatt in 2030. Following by the coal, it might remain almost the same, with 13,000 megawatt on 2023 and 11,000 megawatt in 2030. Next, for reusable electricity, it shows that a very drastic increase, which is from 10,000 megawatt to 20,000 megawatt as it reached the year 2030. Lastly, for diesel, as of 2023, it generated around 522 megawatt and expected to not be used anymore in 2030.
So next we are going to discuss on the difference between centralized generation and distributed generation. Historically, all energy use has been sourced at distance from consumers. Fossil fuel fired power stations has collectively been supplying majority of the nation's electricity needs. These power stations tend to be close to feedstocks with long-distance high-capacity transmission line being utilized to connect supply with demand. The energy losses and distribution costs with centralized industry system are considerable, not mentioning how enormous the carbon emission is. Fortunately, DG aims to reduce the reliance on centralized energy supply, reduce emissions, and improve efficiency, with only being relatively small in capacity and are typically sited close to the point of consumption.
Okay, next we are going to discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of DG. Okay, so for the advantages of DG, the first one, it is more reliable power. Why is it more reliable power? It is because DG can keep the lights on even if the main power grid goes down. And also small power system can work alone so that they don't rely on big power plants. Next, less energy loss. Power is made close to where it's used, so less electricity is lost during the travel of power, and this will make the system more efficient and cheaper for the long run. Next, it is also safe for environment because many DG systems use clean energy such as solar and wind, which will cut down the pollution and will help to protect our planet and fight climate change. And the last one, it is energy independence and security. DG allows communities, business, and individuals to generate their own power, reducing reliance on centralized power plants and fossil fuels. And this can also enhance energy security and stability, especially in remote or off-grid areas. Okay, now moving on to the disadvantages of DG. Okay, the first one is high initial cost. Why is it high initial cost? Because by setting up a DG system, it can be expensive at first, even though we can save money later. And it can be a barrier for many people and small businesses. Secondly, a variable power supply. So renewable DG sources like solar panels depend on the weather and can be unreliable at times. And backup system or batteries are often needed to ensure a steady power supply. Okay, next, maintenance requirements. So the DG system need a regular upkeep, which can be a hassle for individual owners, and technical knowledge and resources are always be needed to keep them running smoothly. And the last one is space requirements, because some DG technologies such as solar panels and wind turbines usually require significant space, which may not be available in densely populated areas.
Next, effect on the environment and consumer. Impact on environment. Distributed generation DG, particularly from renewable sources, has a positive impact on by reducing reliance on fossil fuels. DG helps to lower greenhouse gas emissions and climate change. For instance, solar PV system produce electricity without emitting carbon dioxide during operation, similarly to biomass and biogas. Moreover, DG reduced the need for large-scale power plants, which often have significant environmental footprint, including land use and water consumption. DG also diminished the environmental impact associated with construction of extensive infrastructure. And for consumer benefit, Distributed generation provides an opportunity for cost saving on electricity bills through self-generation, which allows consumers to offset their consumption with their own generation. Other than that, consumers enhance energy security and reliability by reducing dependence on the central grid. This is particularly important in rural areas where grid access may be limited or unstable. Furthermore, the adoption of DG can empower consumers to contributing to decentralization of energy production. However, there are challenges such as the initial investment costs for installing DG system and the need for proper maintenance because government incentive and technology advancements are crucial to making DG more accessible and affordable for everyone.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Manu Sakin Muhammad Zadi, matric number 2226808, where I'll be presenting about future development of distributed generation as well as conclusion. So first, for future development of DG in terms of renewable energy integration, renewable energy sources like solar, wind, and hydroelectric power are attractions due to its potential to reduce carbon emissions, enhance energy security, and promote sustainable development. And no doubt will play an increasingly significant role in DG. Furthermore, advances in the technology are making these sources more accessible for application of DG. The Malaysian government has been actively promoting solar power generation through various initiatives such as Net Energy Metering Scheme. And one notable example is the development of large-scale solar farms like the Tadau Energy Solar Project in Sabah, which has a capacity of 50 megawatt and contributes to the state's renewable energy goals. Though Malaysia may not have as high wind speeds as some other countries, there have been initiatives to explore its feasibility. For example, the National Renewable Energy Policy and Action Plan includes targets for increasing the contribution of wind energy to the country's energy mix. Let's example, while geothermal energy is not as widely explored as other renewable energy sources in Malaysia, there is growing interest in geothermal energy due to its potential for clean and reliable power generation. The country has geothermal resources, particularly in Sabah and Sarawak, which could be tapped for electricity production in the future. Secondly, smart grids. From the International Energy Agency, IEA, a smart grid is an electricity network that uses digital and other advanced technologies to monitor and manage the transport of electricity from all generation sources to meet the varying electricity demands of end users. The development of smart grid technologies will facilitate the efficient integration of management of DG. Things like smart meters, sensors, and automation system will enable real-time monitoring and control, optimizing the performance of distributed energy resources while ensuring grid stability and reliability. Do we have smart grids in Malaysia? Yes. In 2023, the on-ground implementation of smart grid in Malacca has successfully integrated solar farms, roof solar panels, solar thermal, smart meters from residential and commercial buildings, and also electric vehicle charging stations and battery systems through the energy monitoring system EMS dashboard. Next is microgrids. A microgrid is a group of interconnected loads and distributed energy resources within clearly defined electrical boundaries that act as a single controllable entity with respect to the grid. Microgrids can connect and disconnect from the grid to enable it to operate in both grid-connected or idle mode. This type of localized energy systems that can operate independently or in conjunction with the main grid will become more prevalent in the near future because these systems provide resilience against power outages, enhance energy security, and enable communities to better utilize distributed generation resources. Lastly, is on policy and regulatory frameworks. Current growth of renewable energy market depends largely on public funds and support policies driven from governments. The most widespread tool for promotion of renewable energies has been the restorative rate to producers that normally includes three concepts. One, fixed tariff. This concept involves guaranteeing renewable energy producers a fixed price for each unit of electricity they generate and feed into the grid, which typically set above the market price to ensure a reasonable return on investment for producers. Two, long-term contracts, ranging from 10 to 20 years, guaranteeing renewable energy producers a stable income stream for the electricity they generate. The financial certainty for renewable energy project developers and investors, making it easier to secure financing and investment. Three, priority access and dispatch. This means that renewable energy sources are given priority access to the grid and their electricity is dispatched first, ahead of electricity generated from conventional fossil fuel sources. This ensures that renewable energy producers can sell their electricity to the grid without facing constraints or discrimination, thus promoting the integration into the energy market. These three concepts work together to provide a supportive framework for renewable energy integration into the electricity grid. Other incentives, subsidies, and supportive regulations from government can also encourage investment in DG technologies, accelerate deployment, and foster innovation in the sector.
So, in conclusion, the exploration of distributed generation, or DG, unveils a landscape of interconnected factors that's pivotal for the future of electrical power systems. DG operates at the nexus of engineering design, operations, and broader socio-economic considerations. Understanding its mechanisms reveals a diverse array of technologies from solar PV, wind turbines, microturbines, and fuel cells, each with unique capabilities and challenges. These technologies, when integrated into existing power grids, offer a shift towards decentralized energy production and consumption. Next, examining the implementation of distributed generation in Malaysia highlights the nation's strides towards embracing renewable energy sources and reducing reliance on traditional centralized power generation. Yet, challenges including grid integration issues and financial incentives still persist. Despite its advantages such as reduced transmission losses and environmental benefits, DG has its own concerns over the initial cost, space, and maintenance requirements. Looking ahead, the future of DG promises further innovation and evolution, driven by advancements in renewable energy technologies and many more, but it requires technical considerations, regulatory, economic, and societal factors. Moving forward, engineers must spearhead innovative and dynamic approaches, leveraging their expertise to drive the adoption of DG towards a more sustainable and resilient energy future.